Hey everyone, I thought I would make a video about why I closed my business and just share a little bit of what's been happening lately. So Pluto went retrograde a few months ago, and Pluto is the planet of transformation, death and rebirth, and it actually is the planet that Scorpio is most strongly connected to, and I am a Scorpio sun. So, what does that mean? It meant that I went through an existential crisis that had been definitely leading up in the time beforehand. So, I was noticing that a lot of people on Facebook are sharing the same things about their spiritual awakening, their business, how to move through things, and all that kind of thing. And I was getting over it. I have been listening to the same things for, and deepening with them as well for about 17 years now. So you can imagine that it can get a little bit monotonous sometimes. And I just was feeling the, pressure to be a certain way with my marketing and my advertising, and I just found myself not wanting to do that more and more. So I, with a heavy heart at the time, closed my business and stopped doing readings and energy clearings, which was quite devastating at the time, but I felt like it was maybe something that needed to happen, that I was receiving signs from the universe to do, and so I did it. A lot of people showed me a lot of support and said that they were proud and inspired, and that was beautiful. And I know that people are proud and inspired of others when they are living their truth and being their authentic selves. So in that point in time, I was being my most authentic self. Something that had been bothering me at the time as well is that pressure to put out information, and there's so many free readings available online all the time, and energy clearings. People have maybe, well, at least this was the story at the time. People had maybe lost value in having paid professional readings and clearings because they got their fix from the free ones. And this is not to my intention isn't to put anyone down, because I love that we're all doing what comes most authentically to us, and I'm actually really grateful for this existential crisis that I was having of oh my god, why, I devoted myself for the last 17 years to readings and learning about how to combine the metaphysical with the physical, and have really developed my abilities and my healing, and being a clear channel as much as possible to bring down messages from spirit. And then all of a sudden I felt like it was a waste, and that that it had amounted to nothing. And that was really disheartening, because I have helped so many people over the last, I did free readings for at least 10 years before I started charging, because I wanted to be of service in that way to the people that I crossed paths with. And I got to learn a lot from that time, and I still am learning. I love learning about life and how to make my life easier and how to benefit others at the same time. And yeah, I'm constantly inspired by the people that I give readings and clearings to, and it's beautiful and unique every time. And you know, it wasn't a waste of time. Even if I did stop my business there and then and didn't do it ever again, the joy, the relief, the peace that I have gifted to others in this time has been priceless, and nothing can ever take that away. You know, once I sometimes struggle with how to communicate these things, and ultimately I believe that when we tune into our higher selves, we tune into Creator, we tune into Spirit, we tune into the universe, we tune into the angels, our ancestors, because we are all one ultimately, and that's what I have come to believe. Some people have a trigger about people speaking with confidence and conviction in the way that this is the only way, but I'm not saying it's the only way. I'm just saying this is my clarity of of oneness, of spirituality, of our higher selves, and this is how it has been shown to me for so long that I feel confident to share it this way. So, you know, as everything, take what works for you and leave the rest behind. I also constantly, at least once a month, review, and that's saying it mildly, review any limiting beliefs, patterns, behaviors, attitudes, values that I have, so that I can continuously fluctuate and evolve to be able to live in my highest timeline, to be able to enjoy life, to be able to really be present for myself with what comes up within me and around me, and to assist others on the depth that I feel, or yeah, I feel I meet in myself, and that others are constantly needing and desiring. And it's only going to get more every year, because we are in what do they call the time period of now? The Great Awakening, perhaps? Yeah, the Great Awakening. We're in the Great Awakening, and if we didn't have all this fear and crises going on, we would be able to feel the lighter, brighter energies that are around us, and that we can access from within us as well. So it was really great to stop everything, because even last year when Dad, Lucky, and my grandfather passed away, I was still being a priestess. I was still doing readings. I was still doing clearings. I was still energetically connected to a cauldron of two groups of women. And so when I moved to the Gold Coast, which happened so quickly and easily, and I'm really, really grateful that I could trust myself and do that, I didn't do anything. I crumbled. I dissolved. I broke down, and I really felt, I allowed myself to feel all of the thoughts and feelings that I was feeling without having an attachment to what it meant, and actually have found that I'm dissolving the stories continuously dissolving the stories that I've created in the past because they've come up to be reviewed. I feel like we don't only just go through one spiritual awakening in our lives, we go through multiple. And it's quite fascinating to me because it just feels, personally for me, the last 8 years have been a constant dying and rebirthing of who I thought I was and who I actually am in each moment. And being a conscious creator and a creatress and choosing how to navigate through life. I could walk down the street to Talabudra Creek. I could jog down the street. I could skip, sing, dance, or I could meditate the entire way. It is completely up to me how I choose to walk, skip, dance, move through life. And some days it's easy and it's effortless, and other days it's not. And I've learnt to stop judging and shaming feeling less than okay, and allowing any deep feelings to be heard and to be seen and to be felt, because they just want to be acknowledged. And this is what I've learned. Again, take what works for you and what you resonate with and leave the rest behind. Right now, I am feeling so emotional for lots of different reasons. And it's amazing that we can feel so many different things, conflicting things even, at the same time. Because we are paradoxical humans. We are multidimensional beings. And that is okay. And it's okay if you're not feeling okay, and it's okay if you're feeling great, and if you're not feeling guilty about the state of the world. And it's great if what's happening is invoking passion and inspiration that maybe you didn't know was there. And in crises situations, this is where the healers, the inspirational muses, the I don't want to say light workers because I don't really like those terms, but everyone gets to shine in their own way right now. And if you don't feel shiny, that's okay. You don't need to be shiny all the time. We always have the light inside us, but it doesn't always emanate outward, right? Although I remember there was a time where I was feeling quite down, and I was walking through the valley, and I met a beautiful woman who said that even though I was feeling low, my light was still shining, and that was really beautiful. It was a beautiful reminder. So maybe you need that reminder right now. Being hard on ourselves, constantly criticizing and judging whether something is right or wrong, or good or bad, or oh yeah, I'm okay with this, can get so exhausting. What good does it do to constantly be in this space? If it's helping you to be more empowered, fuck yeah, keep doing that. But if it's making you feel less than, more than, or disempowered, maybe it's time to have an honest review about that. So, my business is, another reason that I felt like I needed to close my business was because I have been receiving in the past 6 months that something new that I hadn't known about would come into my field, and that would be revealed. So I went to an oracle. I'm pretty sure it's she's at Surfers Paradise in the marketplace there, and I'm pretty sure the name is the Oracle or something to do with Oracle. And she is quite incredible. I feel that she accessed my highest timeline and revealed information about that. I also felt Dad coming through really strongly with, it's time to focus on your career. What are you doing with that? And I said, okay, I'm hearing you. Focus on my career. This tarot reading and energy clearing hasn't brought me the financial success or support that I have been desiring to create my best life with. So, and I have been feeling for quite some time that I also belong, I need to be in the mainstream, and I just didn't know what avenue that was going to look like. I know that I've been receiving messages the last few years about working with children, and I have been for the last, since 2013, I've been doing children's entertainment and babysitting, and babysitting for way longer than that. But, these messages of working with children kept coming up, and I was like, okay, how can I work with children in the mainstream? So this oracle, she said youth work, and I really felt that was a combination of Dad and her working with each other. And I looked at youth work. I saw that it was a new government funded program for TAFE, and I also put out to my Facebook about if anyone had worked in youth work before and what kind of experiences they had with that. So after talking with a friend of mine who has her own organization now, I found out about Arcadia. And how cool does that even sound? Arcadia sounds like a magic school, a magical name. And it's funny because in my dreams, especially the last few years, I've been visiting different magical schools. And it's funny, I specifically remember walking up the stairs of Arcadia. And when I was actually there for my training day, I had that deja vu moment. And I was like, oh my God, this is it. This is the path that I've been following, the breadcrumbs on, and the whispers from spirit. This is part of my soul purpose and my life path. And it's really great when that rush of revelation comes through us, because we really can see how this path we've been following in our lives up until this point has been marker points, or dot, the dot to dot things leading the way to having these revelations. And isn't it wonderful to feel that everything we've been through has a purpose? And even from around 13, I really felt that everything in life happens for a reason. That we might not know what that reason is at that point in time, or even around that period of time. However, the truth is always revealed, and at some point things begin to make sense. We are incredibly intelligent and wise beings, so if we don't know something at that point in time, it's okay. We're not meant to know exactly everything all the time. Can you imagine how much pressure you would feel if you knew every single step of your life and exactly how and what and when to do it? personally, I love organization and structure. And I also love having that freedom, that spaciousness to be spontaneous and do what lights me up in between the mundane things, in between organizing and decluttering. Decluttering has been a really big sign the last 24 hours. So I'm going to go through my room and I'm going to sort some of those things out because I handed in my first assessment yesterday and I'm looking forward to receiving that. So, yeah, my business is officially open. I have realized that I can do my Soul Alchemy business, which can involve beauty therapy basics, tarot reading, energy clearing. Yeah. I don't do massage anymore. I feel that massage isn't the right avenue for me. However, I am happy to do face massage because I feel personally that it is a part of the energy clearing I do, and it really helps circulate energy around the body by pressing particular pressure points. So there you go. I'm doing my Soul Alchemy business, which can be online or from home in Burleigh. It just depends on restrictions and it depends on if we are the right fit for each other. So I have a client form which is quite in-depth and thorough, and it is our soul contract to each other in the flesh to know what we're dissolving, what we need to be aware of, what we're grateful for, and what we're attracting in our lives. How to develop your own psychic abilities to move through life with ease and grace in more enjoyable ways, if that is what you desire. I really love granting wishes and assisting others to get out of their own way, to even sometimes become aware of because they don't know, and other times they do know, and it's so easy, and it can be quite a playful session sometimes to clear that energy and to uplift and shift into your highest timeline. So I've come to the conclusion that I can run Soul Alchemy and continue doing that because it is my pride and joy. It is my baby. I am so passionate about everything that I've cultivated within me and around me to get to this point where I can assist people so easily and effortlessly who are curious, open, ready, and or willing to work and play with me. And on the other hand, I can do youth work and feel into this new avenue that has been shown to me in multiple ways over the years, through dreams, through people, through readings, and other messages that Spirit has given me through my life experiences as well. And, I feel that I have been initiated into this path, which is not an easy path. It doesn't sound as light and bubbly and happy as Soul Alchemy is and can be for me and for clients. However, just because something is dense doesn't mean that it is bad for you, that it isn't worth it, and it isn't worth moving through. I know that already I have been triggered with the class that I even had yesterday, and it wasn't it was from a place of, whoa, I have experienced some things like that before, and it's this really big realization that I came to very recently, which I'm not going to share. And I really empathized with the little girl that they were sharing the story about, the women that they were sharing the story about. This little boy who his stepfather was doing inappropriate things to and videoing. That is heavy. That is happening in the world though, and though it hasn't been a part of my field very much over the years, I've heard different things about, sexual abuse and physical abuse, domestic violence, narcissism, child trafficking, sex trafficking. All of those things I knew existed. However, now it's even more in my field, and I feel this adjustment needing to happen of, okay, so this is heavy. It's okay to be upset by this. I feel like it's a normal response. It's important for me, I feel, to keep up my variety of life and balance as well, with everything that I know and have learnt from spirit and through my experiences as well as other people's experiences, to maintain self-care, because I have found that regardless of what we're doing in life, that is one of the most important things for me. And I also feel like it's one of the most important things for others, because if we are constantly coming from a space of feeling empty, unworthy, unloved, unappreciated, unacknowledged, and an empty cup, we are giving out negative energy instead of positive energy or neutral energy. Because I feel like everything is neutral. How we choose to experience it and perceive it is up to us, whether it goes to positive or negative. And that's not a good bad thing, that's just a polarity thing. It will either assist us and empower us, or it will create blockages that maybe are unnecessary, maybe are necessary, and it will disempower us if we choose to swing the energy that way. I haven't done a video in so long. It's really interesting what has been wanting to come out and to be heard, and how it's actually really nice to be present in this moment with myself and with you guys who are watching this video. It's quite an unusual thing to look at yourself and know that other people are also watching and listening and receiving their downloads for whatever they need to hear to help them in their journey. These little pieces of the puzzle, the key points, the significant codes that light up within us when others speak, and when we listen, and when we are open to receiving with a grateful heart. So I'm really curious where this journey will take me with youth work, and I know that the more I tune into this new energy, this container, the clearer things will be for me. And if you choose to tune into a particular energy, I know that you will have the clarity that you need as well. Thank you so much for listening. I'm going to go have a nice walk in nature, go on a little adventure, and then who knows what the day will hold. I'll find out. Be open to being pleasantly surprised. Right now, Uranus is very close to us, and Uranus is sudden breakthroughs. It is expect the unexpected, and there are so many pleasant surprises out there waiting for us. Remember that if you're experiencing things in a negative light, or feeling limited or weighed down, there is a gift within that too. In every box of darkness there is light, because without light there is no dark. So it's time to acknowledge that darkness and find that silver lining, being a conscious creator in how we choose to move forward through this. Just quickly as well, I pulled out some mermaid tarot just to see what wanted to be shared right now. So we have the end of the old paradigm. You might want to try things one more time that are disempowering or that aren't bringing you joy, and that's okay. You can do that. However, just know that whatever you are fighting against or resisting against is going to come up in a different way if it's meant to. And if it's really over and done with, then you won't have to experience that again in the same way. Seven of Wands came out reversed, and I feel that there is a lot of conflict energy going on at the moment. Of course, a lot of people are in lockdown. There is a lot of conversation on the internet talking about what the best and right way to go about things is. I invite you to accept that everyone has their own opinion, and is this conflict bringing you closer to a resolution or feeling happier in yourself and more at ease, or is this bringing you unnecessary conflict, doubt? It's always good to face our fears and to talk with people who don't have the same ideas and perspectives as us. However, please be respectful and mindful that we're all going through things right now, and sometimes our shadow side will be in the foreground. So yeah, let us utilize this as an experience that can empower all of us, as long as we choose to work and play in harmony and unity together. We don't have to agree with what everybody is saying. It's great if you want to share. If you don't want to share, don't share. However, just be mindful, is this bringing me more peace within myself, or is this creating more conflict, chaos, and drama? Do you want that, or do you want something else? We are the creator and co-creators of our reality. I feel like the Magician card here is reminding us that we create the experiences that we choose to live, and also there are the ones that we haven't consciously chosen, that we are all experiencing because we've chosen to come to Earth at this time. So tap into your higher self every day, tune into your body, come back to being grounded and present in the moment, and choose. It's your choice if you want to choose to live your highest timeline. And if you do, just ask to be connected to that each day when you wake up and you're breathing, and be as conscious with your breath as you can. Then we have the Eight of Pentacles, and this is about community It's about helping each other where we can, when we can, and again, working together as a community, regardless of our different attitudes, values, and beliefs, to make the world a better place and to continue our own self-development through our experiences with others as well. Also feeling the animals strongly here, and it's interesting, this stag has really caught my attention, and I feel like it's a combination of the deer with the gentle, graceful energy. However, this stag is showing a lot of presence and stability, and he's looking out over everyone and being the protector. And I feel like Spirit is telling us here that we are loved and protected, and supported, that we have more support than we feel we might at the moment, and that though things, though the darkness has come to the surface and has caused a lot of conflict, ultimately I feel and agree with other spiritualists that this is exactly why we've come to Earth at this time, and to all participate in raising the vibration. And to do that, we need to face our fears and the darkness, and find that strength and that courage within us to be honest about how we feel about what's going on in a way that is honoring to ourselves and others as best as we can. Because, you know, we're all human, we all make mistakes, our emotions can override us, our subconscious can override us, and it just happens. We can make mistakes, and it's okay, as long as we learn to be accountable. That's where the peace, the harmony, the synchronization, and the symbiosis happens. I invite you right now to make a wish, keeping in mind that whatever you wish for, everything that is in opposition or how you're getting in your own way will come up. This is so you can acknowledge it, you can review it, and ask yourself if how you have been working and playing with this scenario, situation, or circumstance is really working in your favor and benefiting others, or if it needs some fine-tuning and adjustment. That which we wish from our hearts always manifests in divine timing, as long as it is in the highest good of all. And just to finish off, I invite you, especially if you're feeling low, to tune into the energy of the sun. Now, the sun is part of where we get our life force energy from. The Leo portal is coming up on the 8th, and there are a lot of downloads and activations that we are receiving directly from the sun and from the cosmos. So I invite you to sit in the sun each day, to consciously breathe and connect to yourself, to Gaia, to the cosmos, and to humanity. To feel that bright energy dissolving away all blockages and illuminating what needs to be illuminated so that we can receive greater peace, joy, love, and magic with loving awareness in our lives. Thank you so much for being here, for making time to listen to this video. In a world that is fast-paced and fast-moving, we really need to be mindful about where we are investing our energy and what we are receiving from investing our energy. And the more we trust ourselves, the more we can trust others, the more we know how to flow and navigate through life's challenges. And remember that we chose to come here to Earth at this time for reasons that maybe we don't know yet, and that's okay. Be open to receiving what you don't know and really support yourself with where you're at. I invite you to add more vitamins and minerals to your diet. I know it can be so easy to binge eat and get caught in these loops. However, it's not about eradicating these things unless you would like to. I heard once on a webinar that it's more important to add nutrition than take away the things that we're utilizing as coping mechanisms. So yeah, if you are overeating, another thing that I'd like to remind you of is that there are 5 different types of hunger. And I can't remember them all right now, but let's see. So one type of hunger is that we need more water. Another type of hunger is that we desire variation. Another type of hunger is nutrition. And I can't remember the rest right now. But you can look them up if you're interested. I like to share a little bit of information and then invite others to research where they desire to go. So again, thank you so much for being present with me. I appreciate you. I appreciate your time, and you are so, so deeply valued, so loved and supported always. Please take good care of yourselves. Tune into your own self every day to gift yourself what you need. And if you need to cry or be held or be supported, do that for yourself and allow others to do that for you too. We are all in this together, and the light is always here. Even when the sun is behind clouds, it is still shining, and so too are we. I love you so much. See you next time.